Welcome to Trending Update USA. This is Steffan, and I am honored to have you with us as we bring you a complete, in-depth news report on one of the most defining moments of the United Cup, a semi-final clash that captured global attention as Coco Gauff defeated Iga Swiatek to lead Team USA past Poland in a match that blended pressure, pride, and a powerful shift in women's tennis. From the moment the United Cup semi-final was confirmed, anticipation surged across the tennis world. Coco Gauff vs Iga Swiatek was more than just another matchup between two elite players. It represented contrasting styles, contrasting journeys, and a rivalry that has evolved alongside the changing landscape of the WTA Tour. With a place in the final on the line and national colors at stake, the tension was unmistakable even before the first ball was struck. Coco Gauff entered the court carrying the confidence of a player who has learned how to manage expectations. Once labeled a prodigy, she has gradually transformed into a composed competitor who understands the demands of high-stakes tennis. Across the net stood Iga Swiatek, a former world number 1, multiple Grand Slam champion, and the emotional anchor of Team Poland. Swiatek's reputation for intensity and relentless baseline dominance made her a formidable opponent in any setting, but in a team competition like the United Cup, her presence carried even more weight. The atmosphere inside the stadium reflected the significance of the occasion. American and Polish fans filled the stands, creating a sea of colors and noise that rose with every rally. Chants echoed after long points, and every winner was met with thunderous applause or collective gasps. This was not just a semi-final. It was a showcase of elite women's tennis played with national pride at its core. From the opening games, Coco Gauff made it clear that she had come prepared with a precise game plan. Her serve was crisp, consistently finding depth and angles that kept Swiatek from immediately taking control of rallies. On return, Gauff stood her ground, stepping inside the baseline to cut off time and prevent Swiatek from settling into her preferred rhythm. This early assertiveness set the tone for what would become a physical and psychological battle. Swiatek responded as champions do, raising her intensity and testing Gauff's movement with heavy topspin forehands and sharp changes of direction. The rallies quickly became demanding, often stretching into extended exchanges that tested endurance and focus. Yet Gauff looked comfortable in these moments, sliding across the baseline, retrieving seemingly unreachable balls, and turning defense into offense with remarkable athleticism. One of the most noticeable aspects of Gauff's performance was her improved composure. In previous encounters against Swiatek, moments of frustration or rushed decision-making had occasionally crept into her game. This time, she appeared grounded and patient. Between points, she took her time, adjusted her strengths, and focused her gaze forward, signaling a calm belief in her strategy. The first set unfolded as a tight contest, with both players holding serve under pressure. Break points were earned and saved through bold shot-making rather than unforced errors. When Gauff finally found an opening, it came through her backhand, a shot that has steadily become one of the most reliable weapons in her arsenal. A clean backhand down the line on a crucial point shifted momentum and allowed her to seize a decisive break. As Gauff closed out the first set, the reaction from the Team USA bench was immediate and emotional. Teammates rose to their feet, clapping and shouting encouragement, fully aware of how significant this breakthrough could be in the context of the tie. For Swiatek, the lost set was a challenge, but also a familiar one. She has built her career on responding to adversity with determination. The second set began with Swiatek increasing the tempo. She stepped further into the court, took the ball earlier, and looked to dictate with her forehand. This aggression paid off early as she secured a break and briefly appeared to regain control. The Polish fans responded with renewed energy, sensing a potential shift in momentum. What followed, however, defined the match. Instead of retreating, Gauff matched Swiatek's intensity. She broke back immediately, using deep returns and fearless shot selection to disrupt Swiatek's rhythm. The rallies grew even more physical, with both players pushing each other to the limit. Each point felt like a small battle, and each game carried the weight of the overall tie. As the match wore on, Gauff's athleticism became increasingly influential. Her ability to track down wide balls and recover position frustrated Swiatek, forcing her to go for finer margins. Errors that are rarely seen from the Polish star began to appear, not through recklessness, but through the sheer pressure applied by Gauff's consistency and speed. The mental aspect of the contest was just as compelling as the physical one. In crucial moments, Gauff showed a maturity beyond her years. She selected high-percentage shots when needed and trusted her serve when under pressure. Swiatek, known for her emotional intensity, continued to fight, but the balance of belief seemed to tilt gradually toward the American. A pivotal moment arrived late in the match when Gauff faced a service game that could have swung momentum back toward Poland. The stakes were clear, and the pressure immense. In response, Gauff produced some of her best tennis of the night. A powerful ace out wide, followed by a controlled baseline exchange ending in a forehand winner, and then a courageous backhand that clipped the line. The crowd erupted, recognizing the significance of what they were witnessing. When match point finally arrived, the tension was palpable. Gauff bounced the ball, took a deep breath, and delivered a solid serve that set up a final rally. As the exchange unfolded, Swiatek pressed, searching for an opening, but Gauff remained steady. One last forced error from the Polish star sealed the victory, and with it, a place for Team USA in the United Cup final. The immediate aftermath was a blend of relief, joy, and pride. Gauff raised her arms in celebration, her face lighting up with a smile that reflected both satisfaction and gratitude. Her teammates rushed forward, embracing her and acknowledging the magnitude of her contribution. For Team USA, this was more than a point on the scoreboard. It was a defining moment of unity and belief. Swiatek, despite the disappointment, displayed her trademark sportsmanship. She applauded Gauff, acknowledged the crowd, and joined her teammates with dignity. Losses in team competitions carry a unique weight, but Swiatek's response reinforced the respect she commands within the sport. In the broader context of women's tennis, this match carried significant implications. Coco Gauff's victory over Iga Swiatek was not an isolated upset. It was a reflection of her ongoing evolution as a player capable of challenging and defeating the very best. It suggested a narrowing gap at the top of the game and hinted at a future defined by competitive balance and evolving rivalries. For Gauff, this win served as validation of her development. It demonstrated improved decision-making, emotional control, and tactical awareness. It also reinforced her ability to thrive under the unique pressures of team competition, where individual performance directly impacts collective success. The United Cup itself continues to establish its identity as a meaningful addition to the tennis calendar. By combining men's and women's matches in a team format, it creates narratives that extend beyond individual achievements. The USA vs. Poland semifinal embodied this spirit, showcasing not only elite tennis but also camaraderie, resilience, and national pride. As Team USA advanced to the final, confidence surged within the camp. Gauff's performance became a rallying point, inspiring belief that the title was within reach. For fans, it offered a reminder of why sports captivate audiences worldwide: the unpredictability, the emotion, and the moments when preparation meets opportunity. Looking ahead, the rivalry between Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek promises to remain one of the defining storylines of the WTA Tour. Each encounter adds depth to their narrative, shaping perceptions and fueling anticipation for future clashes. This United Cup semifinal will be remembered as a moment when Gauff asserted herself with clarity and conviction. In the end, this match was about more than victory or defeat. It was about growth, resilience, and the evolving dynamics of women's tennis. Coco Gauff's triumph over Iga Swiatek resonated far beyond the scoreboard, signaling a shift in confidence and capability that will influence the sport for years to come. Thank you for staying with Trending Update USA. This is Steffan, and we will continue to bring you the stories that matter, the moments that define champions, and the deep analysis that keeps you connected to the heart of global sports.